emotions and feelings. Not easy to speak either, so please forgive me. I chose that song because I intend to keep Gianna with us in our own special way through all that we do. I want to speak to her character. My name is Gianna Webb. I'm an upper school music teacher. I direct the musical, I direct the hand-on choir, and I taught Gianna since she was in the 5th grade. I want to speak to her character, mostly. This is a person who never slung mud. I've slung mud. I know a lot of you have slung some mud. I've never heard Gianna sling mud, talking bad about others. I never heard her do that. She was always above that. She always rised above that. She didn't engage in these kind of trivial conversations that were not positive. She stayed positive. That's something I'll always remember about her. Gianna has been affiliated and close to major contributors of the world. But she never came to school and bragged about anything. She was one of the most humble people I've ever known. And that says a lot about her character. She didn't need to brag, she just needed to be a light where she stood. And she was my advisee. She was in my advisory where there's 8 of us, well, 8 kids. And her presence is greatly missed because she elevated our group. She elevated the 8th grade class. She makes us better. She made us better and she makes us better. I think that with the mark she's left on me and all of us, we should all strive to be better and do better. She was one of the busiest people I think I've ever taught. She had quite a schedule, but she never asked for special exceptions. She never asked for special treatment, anything. She was going to be there. She was the first to arrive to rehearsal, the first to arrive to advisory, one of the first to music class, and left as though she had nothing else going on, when I know she did. That was Gianna. So when we think about, the things that make us so unique and so special and why we can't do this and why we can't do that, I want you to think about the kind of example she left us. She never did that. She was my director's assistant. It's a position in a musical where you're basically a mini version of me. You get to tell people what to do, you get to take a list, you get to take a role, you get to do this, that, and the other. She was strong. She was a great leader, but she never was a leader that didn't lead by example. In our first few rehearsals, we were able to learn a dance to the opening number of Footloose, and for some reason that day, not for some reason, for the reason I think definitely me and Mr. Mackey and our choreographer was telling me no, we couldn't keep our eyes off of her. And if you know the 8th grade class, we have a lot of strong dancers, but we couldn't keep our eyes off of her because she was dancing with all of her heart and all of her soul. And she happens to be a great dancer, so I know she's still dancing. And that's an example that we'll always have. And so as I asked the 8th grade, how do we move forward with Footloose? How do we do this? What do we do? We're putting her at the helm, as she was when she was here. She's leading us, because that's what she does. She leads. Gianna cared about, she was on top of just being a beautiful human, she was a biracial girl. And she leaned on me, and I leaned on her. And she knew who she was. And she stood out, and she was proud of who she was. And it helped me be proud of who I am in a community where there's not a lot of people that look like her or me. And for that, I'll always be grateful. And I think I miss that, looking across and seeing her and us giving a little weep about, they're touching your hair again? Yeah, they're touching my hair today. And I just appreciated what she did for me in that space, knowing who she was and her racial identity. I also want to share that in handbells, there's a fun little cute story that I want to share. And Nurse Present, please forgive me for sharing. We had a handbell performance, and there are 12 handbell players, as you know. And if one of us is missing, we ain't got no show, because that person has bells to play. And Gianna had a lot of bells because she had great rhythm. And she had a fever. She was looking a little bit hazy earlier that day, and then I heard she had gone to the nurse and that she wouldn't be able to make the performance. We had an off-campus performance. And as I was hearing this story, I was told that when she was told she had to go home because her fever was too high, she would probably infect others and she needs to go lay down, she just walked away. Like, oh no, no, no. This is what I'm thinking. She was thinking in her mind. Oh no, no, no. I'm not letting my team down. I'm not gonna let my handball choir down. I need to be there for them. Needless to say, she had to go home and we fell completely apart. It was the worst handball performance of my life. And you guys know that. But that's how strong she was. Anyway, I could talk all day about our beautiful Gianna who lives on. I just want to share one thing. The 8th grade class, when we take our roll, as we used to do when G was here with us, we call her name. And when we call her name, I hear 40 plus kids say here in honor of her because she is always with us. Let's be better because of her. She was our example. Let's be better on the playground. Be better to your neighbors, to your friends, to your moms, to your dads. Because she set a beautiful example. I want to introduce the next person who is dear to me, has been since I started working at Harbor Day, and I know he's dear to G and the family. Mr. Chatham Arkin, who is our Dean of Students. Thank you.